Chasing your ex forces them to play the role of the dumper, which means you're playing the role of the dumpee. So this begs the question, why do so many people think this dynamic will change after 30 days? Come take a walk with me and find out why the 30-day rule does not work. My name is Nick, this is The Love Fix. I help people with their breakups, and if you would like to work with me with your personal breakup situation, my details are in the description below. Feel free to reach out for a one-to-one coaching session. Without further ado, let's get into it. So you found my channel and you are listening to this for guidance on no contact. So I'm assuming that you've probably found another 20 or 30 channels that are discussing the same subject. Many of those channels will be telling you that after 30 days, the universe will put everything right and your ex will be in the prime position to accept you back. So you reach out to your ex without no evidence to suggest that they are ready to talk to you, because you are listening to these witch doctors that say these spells will work. But I want you to think of it this way: attraction versus compassionate response. So let's say you do reach out after 30 days and you get a response from your ex. It will probably be compassionate. They may have a little bit of guilt. They may be thinking, oh my God, I've hurt him, I've hurt her, let me be polite. They're not invested. If they're not invested, they feel obligated. Have you ever had obligated sex before? It's not quite the same as mutual attraction, is it? So my point is, if their interest is not even at least at 50%, they won't be into this conversation. They will not be in the same headspace that you are. And all you are doing by reaching out is trying to convince them out of how they feel. And as I've said in video number 1, if you haven't seen it, I will link it in the screen right now. There'll be a little tag coming up. Give them the breakup. They feel how they feel. And in all likelihood, 30 days of no contact isn't going to change how they feel. Within 30 days, they're still processing. They still feel relief. They are still validating their decision by staying away from you. Now, what can happen during no contact? Let's reference this to an expensive purchase. Let's say you just spent 10 grand on a car and you've wanted this car for a long time. So the comparison here is that your exes wanted the breakup for a long time and they finally convinced themselves to go and do it. Just like you've convinced yourself to spend 10 grand on a car. You go and buy the car, you get into the car, and you start off thinking, yeah, this is the greatest thing ever. It's the color that I wanted. It's got all the toys in it. But you start noticing some little things, like the clutch pedal is stiff. The steering isn't as great as you thought it would be. The car isn't as comfortable or as fast as you thought it would be. But your friends and family start asking you, oh, hey, how's the new car? And you're like, yeah, it's really great. But there's a few things that I don't like about it, but I still love it. So what you're doing here is that you are trying to validate and justify spending 10 grand on a car. And at this time, your ex is trying to justify to themselves and to validate their decision to break up with you. So they are going to stick to their guns. They are going to push the breakup through until they've had enough time and space to have a bit of buyer's remorse. And if they do start getting buyer's remorse, or breakup remorse in this case, they may start thinking, you know what? Single life isn't as great as I thought it would be. Being without them isn't as great as I thought it would be. I'm starting to miss them. I miss their smell. I miss their touch. I miss their sense of humor. But they won't get there if you break contact after 30 days. They won't get there if you keep reaching out. They just won't. Because the more you reach out, the more you reinforce their decision. And Not only that, you're rewarding bad behaviour. They dumped you. They could have worked with you on the breakup, or rather worked with you on the relationship. They could have said to you, hey, I feel when you say these words X, Y, and Z, I feel that the relationship is really good in this area, but it needs some work in this area. I think we should go to couples counselling. I think we should have a relationship checkup. They didn't do any of that, in all likelihood. Most people, when they've made the decision to break up with you, they just leave. And it seemingly comes out of nowhere. But no breakup comes out of nowhere. Trust me, they've been thinking about this for at least a minimum of a few weeks. Probably a couple of months, maybe even a year. They dumped you. So, if they want you back, they have to fight to get you back. They have to come to you. The bare minimum that you should be accepting right now is a phone call from them or a text message from them. And that text message should be saying something like, hey, I've missed you. I think I've made a mistake. Can we talk? And then you can engage. And then you can say, yeah, great, let's meet up for a coffee. And you can talk about your relationship. So, is it possible they will reach out before 30 days? Yeah, it's very possible. Is it possible they will reach out between 60 and 90 days? Yeah, that's possible. Is it possible that they can reach out after a year? Again, it's also possible. Is it possible that they will never reach out? Yeah, that is also possible. But assigning a generic number like 30 days isn't going to do anything. There is no magic number here. There is no witch doctor that can cast a spell and magically make your ex to reach out. So if you are thinking about breaking no contact, you may get lucky. Got about a 5% chance. But all you will do is lower your value. Your ex has already lowered your value by dumping you. So, as I said a billion times already, operate from a position of strength. Agree to the breakup. Agree to the silence. Because that improves your value. So, I get asked a lot, who really has the power in a relationship or in a breakup? And the person that has the power in any situation is the person who needs the other person less. So, reframe your mind and tell yourself that they have to come and get me back. They walked away, they have to walk back in. Stand your ground. No contact is a response. No contact is saying, okay, I hear you. I don't agree, but I will give you what you want. No contact is also saying to your ex, I don't accept this situation, so I won't beg, I won't plead. I will go over here, I will do my own thing. I will find my own way. You were never a need, you were a want, and I still want you. But I never needed you. And that, my friend, is something you have to maintain indefinitely. Not 30 days, not 60 days, not 90 days. Even if you are in a relationship, you have to have the mindset of that any relationship can end at any time. So you need to have your shit together, because sadly, 95% of all relationships fail. And the reason 95% of all relationships fail is because people don't have their shit together. People do not have enough love or self-validation or self-worth because they haven't done the work on themselves. So they outsource it to a potential partner. and that person can never fulfill that for you. They can enhance your happiness for sure, but you already have to be there, my friends. So 30-day no contact rule, bullshit. It lasts as long as it needs to last. And yeah, a few years ago I bought into this. Not once did it ever work. So I'm here to tell you, through multiple breakups, it does not work. The only thing that works is self-work and self-love and staying the course. The only thing that works is getting you back. It's never about getting your ex back. It's about them coming back if they want you. Until then, stay the course, stay strong. You've got this, and you will be okay. That's all for today. As always, I'll see you on the other side.